Olis, my name is Scarlett Lobo. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I like to post things about immigration, about living in the United States, and quarantine. So if you like that type of content, please consider subscribing down below. Today, I'm going to explain the difference and the types of universities here in the United States. Universities or school colleges where you can get a higher education after high school. When I moved here, it was very confusing for me, and even people that are from here, from the US, don't know how to explain the differences between these schools. So let's get started. Number one, community or junior colleges. I'm going to do the order of these schools by price, okay? So these are the schools with the lowest fee you can attend after high school. The thing about these schools are that they can only offer 2 years of education. All the other schools that I'm going to mention after this one, the other three categories are going to be 4-year schools. So this one that is 2-year schools, community college or junior college, are schools that people attend after high school to save money for 2 years. After the completion of those 2 years, you end up with a certificate or an associate degree. Most people after these 2 years transfer to a 4-year university. If you are not from the state of the school that you are planning to attend, or if you are an international student, of course the fee is higher. I'm going to use as an example the community college I attended when I came to the United States almost 7 years ago. So if you are a resident, you pay per unit or credit, depending how you want to call it, it's the same thing. You pay $46. That if you are a California resident. If you come from another state, you pay per unit $276. That's a lot of money compared to if you are a resident of California. And if you come from another country, if you are not a US citizen or resident, you pay $376 per unit. There is a big difference between those three, right? These universities accept everybody who has graduated from high school. So a lot of people who cannot get into a more prestigious university because of their grades, they would rather also attend a 2-year university to improve their grades and then get accepted at a bigger school. They are also sometimes called city colleges or technical colleges. These schools usually have in the name the word college. So for example, Orange Coast College, Golden West College, Irvine Valley College. Now let's go to category number 2, state universities. These universities are a 4-year school and they accept 1 out of 3 people who graduate from high school. The classes at these universities are taught in a more practical way. So it's not just lecture, but they also try to give the students hands-on projects so they can gain experience. Also, the classes and lecture rooms at these schools are usually smaller than community college and the other 2 schools that I'm going to mention after this one. The semester system is usually from 15 to 18 weeks, which is good for students who want to work while they go to school because it's not all condensed in few weeks. This type of school are the cheapest out of all the 4 years universities. You can, of course, if you want to save even more money, go first to a community college and then transfer after 2 years or after you have your 60 transferable units, transfer to a state college. I'm going to use as an example the state college I went to. If you want to be part-time as a resident, you pay a flat fee from 0 to 6 units. And if you want to be full-time, you pay a flat fee from 7 up to, I think the max is 18 units. So if you want to be part-time as a resident, you pay $1,665. If you want to be full-time, which in this case will be 7 units and up, it's usually 12 units, but for this fee, for some reason, it's 7 units and up, then you pay $2,871. Now, if you are not resident or if you are not from this country, if you're an international student, you pay to be a part-time student, not just that flat fee, but then you pay on top of that per unit. And you pay the same if you are from another state or another country. You pay $396 per unit on top of that flat fee. And these schools usually, not always, have the word state in their name. Here in California is usually California State University and the city where it is located. For example, I went to California State University, Fullerton. Then there is California State University, Los Angeles. California State University, Long Beach. There are many of those. And they usually call states here in California. But of course it's different depending on what state you go to. Now we're gonna go to the third category, the public universities. They are also 4 years schools, and the classes are bigger than any other that I mentioned before. These ones are bigger and they focus more in a research type of learning. So the students have to do a lot of their learning by themselves. It is very independent, and the professors are not the only ones teaching the classes, but also their assistant. They have assistants that help them teach classes and help them work with students. These assistants many times are graduates or they are studying to get a master, and they are very knowledgeable in the topic. So it's not a bad thing. The majority of these schools run by a quarter system. So instead of being 15 to 18 weeks of classes, they have only 10 weeks of classes per semester. In average, they usually accept only 9% of people who applies to these schools. Of course, it varies school per school, but it's around 9%. So very low. They are very picky. They want to make sure you have high grades and you're going to be a great student. Also, they are known for having more vibrant campus. So if you have seen one of these American movies where there are a lot of parties, fraternities, sororities, and clubs on campus to have activities with students, this is how these schools are usually. They are the typical universities that you see on TV. Of course, it's not the rule, but many of these universities have a reputation for being party schools. Also, these universities usually offer more variety of postgraduate education. Okay, I'm going to use as an example to tell you guys the fee. A university that's close to where I live, the University of California, Irvine, UCI. And if you're a resident, you pay $3,300 for being part-time to go to school as a resident. Now, if you are not a resident, you pay for being part-time $8,259. And to be full-time, $15,125. A lot of money, right? These universities, you can recognize them by the name if they say University of State and then the city where it is located. So for example, University of California, Los Angeles. University of Arizona. That one doesn't have the city at the end, but it's also a university. And I'm going to put other examples down here. And now we're gonna go to the fourth category and the most expensive universities, which are the private universities. So all the three categories that I mentioned before this one, all the three others were public. Even though I just said the third one is public, well, all of them are public because they are funded by the state. So they get money from the state, from the taxes, to support themselves. The private universities don't. They receive most of their money from the fee that students pay and donations from alumni. They offer fewer career choices than public universities, the third category that I just mentioned. They attract students from across the country and around the world more than the public schools. Also, they have less of a party reputation, And this reminds me to Legally Blonde when she arrived the first day of school wearing all pink and ready to sign up for clubs and be like, party, party, and it's not like that. Also, classes are more of a discussion based. So in the classes, students share their views and try to get to a conclusion together. These schools usually have a highly successful alumni network. And I think one of the reasons why they have that and they are known for this is because in order to attend these schools, you gotta have a lot of money because they are very expensive. So people who attend the schools are students that come from family with money. So families that probably own their own business or have high paid salaries. According to NerdWallet, public university graduates make 20% less than private university graduates or alumni. And this is why so many people find that going to private schools is like an investment, because once you graduate, most of the time, prestigious schools, the chances of you landing a high paid salary are bigger than if you graduate from a public school. I'm not making this up. This is for nerdwallet.com. If you don't believe this, you can go and tell them that you disagree. The good news about this school is that it doesn't matter if you're an international student and you come from another country, if you come from another state, or if you are from that state. You end up paying the same in a private university. And for 1 year, you pay $57,256. Imagine, you have to go to school for 4 years, so every year paying that amount. Okay, you had enough? Alrighty. So one of the private schools most popular or well-known around the world is Harvard University, right? I think every person in this planet over 16 years old have heard of the university, Harvard. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it the thumbs up down here. It will really help me with this algorithm. And tell me in the comments below, what university would you attend if you were here in the United States, or what university you attended when you were here, or if you are here. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!